Hello everyone, it's time for the English break. Grab your drink, we've got 10 to 15 minutes. Let's learn and practice some English together. Ready? Today we've got the second episode of Common Speaking Mistakes and How to Fix Them video series. Make sure you watch the very first episode because in the first episode we discuss the reasons why so many learners of English make these speaking mistakes. Check the link in the description. Okay, so today we are going to focus on more common speaking mistakes. By the way, the mistakes we are talking about can also be found in writing, right? So just keep it in mind. So today we will continue looking at word order mistakes with a focus on questions, so word order mistakes in questions. We will also start looking at subject-verb agreement mistakes. In the final part, we are going to practice together. I'll give you more details in just a moment. Welcome to English Break with Marta. On this channel, I'll encourage you to create your own English sentences, only in your short daily breaks. Keep the sentences you learn in one place, like a notebook or note-taking app, and come back to them anytime you want to repeat. In this way, sentences you read and sentences you write will become the sentences you speak. So let's look at some word order mistakes, especially in questions today. In the first part of the video, we are going to see sentences in red, so you will know from the very first example that something is wrong. Afterwards, we will look at the correct version together in green, okay? Where you live. The correct one should be where do you live, right? We need this helping word do. Another one, how I can help. How can I help? We need to change the order in a question. Okay, what he's drinking. Do you know what the problem is here? What is he drinking? Okay. Another one. This one is a more difficult example. Do you know where is the post office? It's also a very common mistake. I've heard it many times when I was working with my students. So do you know where is the post office? What's wrong? Do you know where the post office is? Why? In direct questions, you would ask, where is the post office? But this one is an indirect question, more polite one. We've got, put it simply, we could say two questions inside. So is goes at the end of the question. Do you know where the post office is? Another similar example, so we've got an indirect question here. Think about the way of fixing it. Can you tell me what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is? Okay, because we've got the beginning as the question. So the second part goes as a regular sentence, we could say. Okay, what time it is. Great. Another, a bit more difficult example. How many books you have read this year? How many books have you read this year? It's a word order in present perfect sentences, okay? So have you, and then verb 3, in this case, read. Okay, now we've got the second section, so other very common speaking mistakes being subject-verb agreement mistakes. I categorize them under those sections to make it easier to get back to the sentences, to understand it in a better way. So let's look at some of the subject-verb agreement mistakes. Basically what it means, we've got a problem with a number. So the number does not agree in this sentence. I'll tell you what I mean in just a second. Let's have a look at the first one. She have 2 siblings. She have 2 siblings. She has 2 siblings. If we had, for example, they, we could say they have 2 siblings, but she has 2 siblings, right? He have to work this weekend. Do you know what the problem is? He has to work this weekend, okay? Another one. My sister don't like it very much. Here is the problem. My sister doesn't like it very much. Again, we've got my sister, could be also my brother, doesn't like it. If we were to say we, you don't like it. You wasn't at home last night, okay? You wasn't at home last night. What's wrong? You weren't at home last night. Another example, my cats are sleeping on the sofa. Here is the perfect example of the problem with a number. My cat are sleeping on the sofa. Of course, my cat is sleeping on the sofa. We've got one cat. If we want to say we would have to say my cats are sleeping, my dogs are sleeping. There is many restaurants in the neighborhood. A very quick note here. This sentence isn't right because in standard English, you would have to say there are many restaurants in the neighborhood. But in casual, informal language, or when you're sometimes listening to various artists, there is became commonly used, so you can come across it in the spoken language. All right, perfect. We've finished part 1. You've seen many examples related to common subject-verb agreement, speaking mistakes and errors. Now, it's time for you to decide whether a sentence is correct or incorrect. I'm going to pause for 5 seconds after each sentence. At the end of this section, make sure to drop your score in the comment section down below and let me know how many of them you got right, how many of them you got wrong. Before moving on to the final part, if you want me to create more content like this, if you want me to create more videos, more playlists to which you'll be able to come back during your short breaks or anytime you want, please do subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot, okay? So it's time for part 2. Where your best friend work. Was it correct or incorrect? Incorrect, okay. Where does your best friend work? Ready for another one? She plays the piano very well. Correct or incorrect? And the answer is correct. She plays the piano very well. Okay, we've got she, so S comes at the end of the verb, so she plays. Why she didn't come to the party? And the answer is, why didn't he come to the party? My friend thinks that the movie is boring. Correct? My friend thinks, so we've got one friend, S added to the verb think, that the movie is boring. Okay, the car needs to be washed. And the answer, the car needs to be washed. Where you have left your keys. And here is the correct answer. Where have you left your keys? We've got present perfect here. That's it. We made it. We've learned how to fix some of the most common speaking mistakes in English, being word order in questions and subject-verb agreement mistakes. I'll see you in the next episode. It was great having this English break together. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.